Welcome to Wednesday, August 30th, 2023, your day weather podcast brought to you by Cowboy State Daily. Did you know that Cowboy State Daily publishes a digital newspaper at 5:45 a.m. every day of the week, and it's free? To get yours emailed to you every morning, subscribe at cowboystatedaily.com. Well, you know how that phrase goes, once in a blue moon? Well, that's exactly what we're going to be experiencing tonight as the second full moon of the month of August. A big full moon will be happening this evening. And last night, some photos coming on in here. That's not the sun. That's the moon rising over the mountains in Star Valley. And it's going to be a very bright one, as it's going to be a big full moon, as quiet weather will be overhead. As I'll show you here in a moment, a lot of you will be able to experience the full moon. And at least in Rocky Mountain time, it's going to be happening in the evening, so get your cameras ready. Now, it is going to be warmer, dry, and a bit windy, especially in the central and northern areas of the Rockies. We'll show you where. And then we're still watching this Pacific system. This Pacific system is going to be a weather maker this Labor Day weekend, and the changes are going to be west to east. So for your planning purposes, there's going to be a gradient in the weather this weekend. A gradient meaning the weather will be the worst the further west you are, better the further east you are. And if you're in between, well, you're in between. Here's a shot from Catherine up in Wheatland last night, and we're going to see other images just like this. And I did mention it's 7:35 Mountain Time when the full moon occurs. So this evening, that's when it's going to be full, technically speaking, but it's going to be big and bright all night. Now, here's the cloud forecast for tonight. What I'm showing you are four panels. The upper left corner shows you where the low clouds are going to be around that 7:35 time roughly tonight. So the only low clouds really up here along the west coast. Here are the high level clouds. Now this will be basically your cirrus clouds, your high level clouds from any remaining shower and thunderstorm activity. We've got a little patch of high clouds here. This evening, we also have some mid-level clouds. This is basically going to be from some cloud buildup from the heat of the day, but dissipating as the evening hours wear on. And here's your total cloud cover. So for most of the region, we're going to have a really good opportunity to see the full moon tonight. Satellite photo this morning shows the dry air that's intruded into the region. We have this low that's going across northern Idaho and northwest Montana along the U.S.-Canadian border. This is what's going to make it a bit on the breezy side of things today as that system heads eastward. And then you can see the hurricane affecting Florida down there. This patch of moisture down in Mexico is going to be getting lifted into Arizona and parts of the southwest United States here over the next couple of days. And this will bring back the chance of showers and thunderstorms to parts of the central and southern Rockies in the southwest United States here by later in the week. And there you can see where we are today. Very busy here in the southeastern United States. There's that low over the panhandle of Idaho. As this system heads east, when low pressure systems go here, along and south of the low pressure system, along the divide, you're going to have some increasing wind. And these are the wind gusts by later this afternoon and evening. So we're going to have the wind pick up. You can see Wyoming, Montana, the Dakotas there, across portions of Idaho. Going to be kind of brisk and breezy today. So do expect a little bit of wind. Now by Saturday morning, we have a high anchored in the nation's midsection. Going to be plenty hot in the nation's midsection. Heat returning there. Here's the low coming into northern California. So as the system settles in, the Pacific Northwest going to see some shower, thunderstorm activity, cloudy, cooler conditions, but southwest winds coming out of the deserts will move into Colorado, Wyoming, Arizona, New Mexico, up in the Montana and the Dakotas here. So this is going to bring in some warm conditions, but also a little bit of subtropical moisture as well. So that will lead to a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit of shower and thunderstorm activity. So this is the forecast through Friday, 6 p.m. And most of this is going to be happening Thursday, but especially Friday. We're going to see a little bit of shower and thunderstorm activity developing in this area right here from that moisture that we just showed you in Mexico. This moisture up here associated with that low going across the U.S.-Canadian border and the next low approaching the west coast. By Monday morning, we're going to have some type of cold front boundary either that far east or maybe hanging back west somewhere around here. But you can see we've got a trough, a broad trough of low pressure pushing into the western United States. This is going to bring a cooler air mass moving on in. And if you go and take a look, this is where we are Saturday, and this is where we're going to be by Monday. So there's going to be this gradient west to east as the weather changes with this trough of low pressure. Now, this is for the second half of the period. This is through 6 p.m. Monday. So this is what happens between Saturday and Labor Day Monday. So you can see the trough will produce shower and thunderstorm activity across the Pacific Northwest, but here into the Rockies. So this is going to be, really a lot of this is going to be Sunday, Monday. And generally speaking, the areas that are west of the divide will feel the impacts of this weather system first, most likely on Sunday. And then Monday, just about all areas. But east of the divide out into the plains, it's going to stay very warm and dry through Labor Day Monday. But the system is really going to affect the West Coast, the Pacific Northwest, and the Rockies, and the desert Southwest the most as it pushes through. Now you can see this huge contrast in temperature. Here are the temperature anomalies for noon Sunday. So you can see the coolness moving into the Great Basin in areas west of the divide. East of the divide, it's still very warm, just downright hot here as desert air is pushed out ahead of this trough of low pressure. However, by noon Monday, there's a bigger push of that cooler air coming to the east, and that heat will get pushed to the east and then the south later on in the nation's midsection. But definitely Monday and into Tuesday will be cooler across the region. So as you plan your Labor Day weekend, we're still expecting to be 2 out of 3. Have yourself a good Wednesday. See you tomorrow.